पदातिशपदान्तिकम् वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलम् श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवम् श्रीराधा कृष्णपदान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च ॐ विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनीति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे वंशाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो महावदान्नाय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरतिशे नमः हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते तप्त कंचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये भजामि राधाम् अरविन्दनेत्रम् स्मरामि राधा मधुस्मितस्यम् वदामि राधां करुणावराद्रं ततो मम नास्ति गति न कोऽपि तवीवास्मि नाजीवामि तया विना इति विज्ञाय देवी तन्नय माम चरणान्तिकम् भक्ताविहीनाय अपराधलक्षे क्षिप्ताश्च कामादितरङ्गमध्ये कृपामयि तं शरणं प्रपन्न वृन्दे नमस्ते चरणारविन्दम् वृन्दे नमस्ते चरणारविन्दम् वृन्दे नमस्ते चरणारविन्दम् जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Dear devotees, I'm sure you all know this song Srila Prabhupada used to sing. I mean, we sing in every temple, more or less, on Radharani. And he gave a class on this song. Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite Gokulatārani mandalamahite Gokulatārani mandalamahite Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite Damodara Rati Vardhana Vese Hari Nishkuta Vrinda Vipineshe Damodara Rati Vardhana Veshe Hari Nishkuta Vrinda Vipineshe Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite Vrishabhanuda Navashashilekhe Lalita Sakhi Guna Ramita Vikashe Vrishabhanudadi Navashashilekhe Lalita Sakhi Guna Ramita Vishakhe Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite Karunam Kurumai Karuna Bharite Sanaka Sanatana Varnita Charite Karunam Kurumai Karuna Bharite Sanaka Sanatana Varnita Charite Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite. Srila Rupa Goswami Pad Ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Prabhupada Gurudev Gurudev Jaya Jaya Gurudev Jaya Jaya Gurudev Dev Gurudev Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Hare Krishna. So with all of your blessings, Srila Prabhupada's blessings and Guru Parampara's blessings. Let us begin some discussion. Of course, Radharani or Radhashtami is unlimited. Who am I to think even I can express or explain something? But I'll try to share with your mercy, with your blessings, something that attracted me or I found a purposeful life uh, just by thinking the philosophy behind Srimati Radharani's appearance or Radhashtami observance and Lord Krishna uh, or Janmastami, both. Srila Prabhupada writes in Bhagavad Gita 2.66 purport, he writes, very interesting. He writes the disturbance is due to uh, want of an ultimate goal. So I look at my life also, and it's so true. I hope you all will agree with me. All the troubles, whether in the world or in the country or in your community or in your own personal life, it's only for one reason. Because purpose is not clear. What is that purpose? When we are disturbed, we are anxious and less productive. I hope you will agree with me. I see in my life. When we are aligned with our purpose, we act the integrity and vitality. And both our mental and physical health improve and we become more effective. When we know our purpose, we proceed with confidence. We are also less likely to waste time. As we become more aware of our intention, I mean, if I ask you, why did you join to Zoom class today? What was your purpose? What was your intention? Really, if you ask that question to yourself on behalf of me, you will come to the same conclusion. So we become more aware of our intention. We can refine them, clarify our purpose, then we can live better life. Same with God, Krishna, or Srimati Radharani. There's no difference. At least the angle of vision that I was looking in Chaitanya Charitamrita and Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. Fyodor Dostoevsky writes about purpose. I remember reading it. The mystery of human existence lies not in just staying alive, but in finding something to live for. Why Radharani? Why Krishna? Ask that question. Why do we need God for? Why do I exist? So I began this class with question, why? Working just to stay alive is boring, isn't it? Working for a cause that is willing to die for is a thrill. And we find in Srimati Radharani's life, self-exemplary. Radharani lived for that. So as Krishna. The great philosopher, even Aristotle, I mentioned this many times because I was very much moved by that, who was student, you can say. urged people to analyze the purpose for which they exist. And Prabhupada hammered this point. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu hammered this point. Focus on goal of life. The website, The Great Conversation, gives a sample of his thought about purpose. Aristotle argues that the ultimate purpose for human will be something that we desire for the sake of itself and never for the sake of anything else. Radharani is the best example of that. Imagine, I'm throwing an example, a curious adolescent who ceaselessly asks why to every answer you provide him. Why are you going to school? I put that myself to the UF student when I was speaking on bhakti. And one girl answered, to earn a degree. Why do you want a degree? I want a degree to obtain employment. Why do you want a job? I need a job so I can earn money to buy things I need, such as house, clothes, foods, etc. Why do you need all this? Well, so I can have what I want to have. Why you want to have what you want to have? So I can do whatever I want to do. Why you want to do whatever you want to do? Then it was very striking. That boy came forward. He said, so I'll be happy forever. I said, okay. Any other question? No, no other question. When I'm happy, I don't need. This is Radha Krishna. Radharani lives only for Krishna's happiness, and Krishna lives only for Radharani's happiness. Is there any other question? No, no need any other question. The whole pastime, whole qualities, all this philosophy we learn only for that. And if we can link ourselves with that, that will make us also forever happy. So what is my purpose is the most important question as we as human can ask. Those who are conscious of why they are doing what they are doing, achieve focus, their choice become clearer. Bhagavatam 10.24.6, Lord Krishna boldly declared, those who know what they are doing, why they are doing, they will be successful. And those who don't will not be successful. It scared me when I read that sloka many years back. It's wonderful. Even Krishna wants us to come consciously, not ignorantly. I mean, of course, there is a benefit in Krishna consciousness, even if you come in ignorantly. But still, Krishna wants us to come with a full awareness. Clarity of our purpose will help us, dear devotees, to feel whole. When your purpose is clear, you have a foundation for your life. I repeat that. When our purpose is clear, then we have a foundation for our life. Why Radhashtami? Why Radharani? It's the same concept. Because it started from there. Adilila chapter 4.56, Chaitanya Charitamrita. Radha Krishna Eka Atma Dui Deho Dhari Annanne Bilashe Ras Ashadana Kari. Radha and Krishna are one and the same, but they have assumed two bodies. Thus they enjoy each other, tasting the mellows of love. Supreme Absolute Truth is by himself for himself, of himself. Nobody made him God. He made himself God. If you go little details, come on, little more, yes, Radharani made him God. And that complete answer. Why don't get it? I'm not finding connection. That's where we discuss. That's where the discussion takes place. But the truth is, God is by himself, for himself, of himself. That's it. When you want happiness or your purpose-driven existence, you need help. God does not need help. You feel loneliness, so that's why you do things you do in this world. God never feels loneliness. He's complete. Why? Because he himself, one unit, one soul, takes two forms, Radha Krishna. Radha Krishna, both are God. Not one is God and one is not God. Both are God. And these are the reference I'm giving you. Adi Leela, chapter 4, 98 verse. Radha Krishna veche sada eki swarup, Leela rasa sadite dhare dui rup. Radha and Lord Krishna are one, yet they have taken two forms, Srila Prabhupada translate, to enjoy the mellows of pastime. You need to enjoy and be happy. You need something else from somebody else. Either you need to cook food, or you need another boy or a girl or another somebody to make you happy. Krishna does not need, God doesn't need. You may say, well, he has a Radharani. No, that's him. Take the form of Ashray Tattva. You have to look at from that angle. Radharani does not have a separate existence. Radha Krishna are one soul, two body. What is the truth about Radharani? So in a short, there are many verses. I'm also a little concerned about the time, but there are so many verses, the glory of Radharani. This morning I wrote a question to myself. Should we chant Nitai Gaur or Hare Krishna or Radhe Radhe? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was chanting Krishna, 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 hey, Krishna. Should we chant just Krishna, Krishna? Mahaprabhu's following Mahaprabhu's path, or there are a group who is chanting Radhe Radhe? We'll discuss also a little bit about this. But first, I'll speak about Radha Tattva. They are inseparable, as I mentioned. You can look at those verses. Another verse also, Adilila chapter 4. Adilila chapter 4 is all about Radha. Lot. You may not see it, but dive into it, you'll see. Radha Purna Shakti, Krishna Purna Shaktiman, Dui Bostu Bhed Shastra Praman. If you separate Radha and Krishna from each other, you are out of Gauriya. It is not possible. You can separate. Other day I mentioned the pastimes of Mauritius when Srila Prabhupada went there on Radhashtami day, and Srila Prabhupada came down for greetings, the deities, and they decorated beautifully the altar and everything, but they put like a Vrindavan forest, you know. So Prabhupada came and Govindamadi Purusham started. And then Prabhupada was knocking the floor instead of folded hand. Generally, Prabhupada does that. He said, who has done this? Who has done this? And one devotee came, one sannyasi came. Isn't beautiful, Prabhupada? He said, no, who has done this? Obviously, he was not happy. They saw it. He said, something is not right. He said, where is Srimati Radharani? So Bhuta Bhavana Prabhu, he lives here, where he passed away. He used to live here, Prabhupada's disciple, Black Bari, African Bari. He was the pujari there, and with other devotee, they picked up Radharani and put a separate kunja. Krishna is another kunja. It was like they thought they will create something that Prabhupada will like. He did not like. And he gave the conclusion there. So he asked, where is Radharani? Oh, she is in the other kunja like this. Then Prabhupada put his stick on the floor. Do not ever separate them. They never separated. They eternally live together. That's it. Case dismissed. Jagat Guru Swami was there and he put it on the YouTube, talked about this incident. And I also personally talked to Bhuta Bhavan Prabhu about this. It was wonderful. So Prabhupada said, never, never, ever Radha Krishna exist separately. Of course, when we talk about relishment between Radha and Krishna for each other, there is a separation and union. Three types of separation, three types of union. Bhavan viraha, bhuta viraha, bhavi viraha. Bhavan milan, bhuta milan, bhavan means some separation is going to take place in future. Like Krishna Balaram was taken by Akrura, but Radharani and Gopis, they went completely ballistic. Nobody knew. Nanda Maharaj, Joshodama, all these elderly parents and in-laws, they never knew that they are deeply emotionally loved with Nanda Maharaj's son. But that day, in Vedic culture, generally married lady, they never come out if they have a paramour relationship. That was the day that they came out, bursting out, crying, desperately stopping Krishna to go to Mathura. Of course, in that question raised that why they are crying? Krishna is there. Krishna is not gone. No, the question is they could see something is yet not unfold, that Krishna is not coming back. So that's called future separation. They see it, they start lamenting for it. But dear devotees, please remember this. In Radha Krishna's pastime or in separation union, union is never completely nourished without the feeling of separation. So, even when Krishna unite with the gopis and Radharani, the separation, remember this, separation dances on the tip of the union. Radharani with Krishna, but Radharani is thinking he may leave any moment. She is already feeling separation. Are Baba, why are you crying? He's here, he's not going anywhere. But it is natural. Separation is on the tip of union. Of course, this is a very high topic, so we don't discuss much. But to give some tattva, I must start. The absolute truth, Sri Krishna, is eternally with Radharani. Without Radharani, absolute truth. You wonder, Radhashtami, I give you a little example of that. Radha Ashtami. Radha Ashtami. Ashtami means in Sanskrit means 8. So when we read this Paribhashya Sutra in Bhagavatam, Ete changsha kala pungsha krishnastu bhagavan shayam. In other words, in entire Bhagavatam, if you don't see this sloka, then you are missing the Bhagavatam. You are not getting the taste of Bhagavatam. What does that means? Jiva Goswami Pal says, Paribhashya Sutra means it illuminates, that verse illuminates the whole Bhagavatam. That Krishna, whether it's Bamandev or Lord Ramachandra or any incarnation or any pastime in Bhagavatam, is all centered around Krishna. Krishna is the supreme avatari. From him, everything comes. Even Ramanujacharya, who is not talking much about Radharani, but we celebrate his appearance day. Why? Because he gives that foundation. What's the foundation? He said, every disciple or member of ISKCON, well, he didn't say ISKCON, I'm just adding it. Ramanujacharya is one of the founder Acharya of Sampradaya. He said, always focus on this 5 level of expansion. First, avatari is the supreme absolute truth in Golok Vrindavan. Golokanamni nijadhamni taleshatasya devi mahesha haridhameshu teshu teshu te te prabhava nichaya vihitasya jena govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. So, Ramanujacharya said, always focus on the Govindam who is in Golok Vrindavan. From him, the Buha, the quadruple, first quadruple, second quadruple, that's called Mahaboikunta and then Boikunta. Then Antarjami, 3 Antarjami, Mahavishnu, then Garbhadakshay Vishnu, Shirodakshay Vishnu. So that's a third. Fourth, the deities. Fifth, the holy name, the Bhagavatam. These 5 concepts of Bhagavan always should be meditated upon. When we claim we are a devotee, means these 5 should be meditated. So he gives a very nice, elaborate explanation on this. So in just a synopsis. But Jiva Goswami Pad also mentioned, always remember, whenever you say Radha Krishna, always you use one word as a title or invocation. What is that? Achinta Shakti. Whenever you say Krishna, Krishna means Achinta Shakti Sampanna. Radharani is there, but Achinta means inconceivable. Whatever they will manifest, they will manifest. I cannot understand everything. It is inconceivable. And if you don't accept inconceivable, you will never understand Radha Krishna. Mriyate anaya iti maya. Maya means it is conceivable. Radharani and Krishna means inconceivable. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu very nicely explained. Achinta, he said Achinta. Then he says Veda, Aveda, Siddhanta or Tattva. Interesting. Mahaprabhu made it very complete. He said it is inconceivable, Achinta. Then Veda, yes, there is a difference. And there is Aveda, yes, simultaneously. So let us make this Radha and Krishna. And then I'll discuss also how do we observe Radhashtami in a practical level on Wednesday, 11th. Yeah. So few things we should always remember. Krishna is Purna Tama Bhagavan, means unlimited and complete. If you say only complete without unlimited, means it is not possible in a mundane way of calculation. And Radharani is also unlimitedly complete potency of Krishna. While Krishna is omnipotent, she is omnipotency. When Krishna is subject, she is his sub-object. While Krishna is beautiful, she is the beauty object. She is the beauty. While Krishna is a supreme ecstatic pleasure, the pleasure potency and the unlimited relisher of that pleasure potency. Now you wonder why Krishna is after Radharani. Have you ever heard? Prabhupada asked that question to his Western student. Have you ever heard anybody stronger, more powerful than God, Krishna? And then he put a pause, and then Prabhupada says, no. Then he said, but there is one more stronger than Krishna and more powerful. That is Srimati Radharani. Of course, you have to add Prabhupada's conclusion. Prabhupada says, it is Krishna who wants to make her more powerful than him. I hope everybody got that point. It is not that Radharani is more powerful than Krishna. It is Krishna who wants to see Radharani is more powerful than Krishna. It is Krishna who wants to see Radharani controls him. He wants to be under her control. That's why her name is Shustukanta Sharupa. Shustukanta Sharupa. Krishna's all potency in her, she doesn't need any help. But we see a lot of manjaris, a lot of gopis. Who are they? Actually, it's her expanded. Akar sabha bede braja devi gan kaya buharup tar rasher karan. When Krishna is charmed by Radharani's little movement, she noticed Krishna liked that movement, the way I walked. One gopi just took appeared separately just to show always walking that form. Krishna loved her at this moment a smile. A gopi, she expanded herself, another gopi, with that smile, whole life. Krishna liked her sulkiness. She's upset. Immediately she manifested another form. That's how the Braja Gopis expanded. It is her own expansion, just to please Krishna. Dear devotees, remember, top of all conclusion is one. Purpose of Radharani's existence is to please Krishna through service, not any other. All other idea is under, subordinate to this one principle. How to please Krishna? Everywhere, every way, anywhere, anyhow, any way he wants. That's Radharani's mood. To please him by service. All other quality, everything is subordinate to that principle. Krishna is the supreme enjoyer. She is the enjoyment potency and supreme enjoyant. While Krishna is the supremely worshipable, she is the principle of all worship and the supreme worshipper. You cannot worship Krishna more than Radharani. Nobody can. Nobody can. But competition will be eternally there also, because she wants it. After 125 years traveling back to Vrindavan, when Krishna's bodily fragrance, Krishna has 4 types of fragrance, eternally emanates from. It enters into the nostril of Radharani. She immediately came back. She was almost like dying in separation. She came back full-fledged. And their union, Krishna is the best, clever, trickery, trickery, clever. Don't practice this in the home. Krishna says, I travel all over the world just to check if there is any girl as beautiful or as qualified like you. That's the only reason I went outside. Believe me. Radharani is hearing. Then Krishna says, absolutely there is none. Yes, they are all good in some capacity, but you are the best of all. And that's it. She got the crown, what she was so happy. Krishna says, I travel just to see if there is another girl like you. But absolutely no one is as qualified as you. And it's true. That makes Radharani so happy. While Krishna is supremely lovable, she is supreme love and lover. While he is the supreme object of devotion, she is the principle of devotion and supreme relisher of that devotional ecstasy. In this way, by her unlimited attributes, she is known as separate second half. Separate second half. Who is Radharani? Second half of Krishna. It is not that she is separately from Krishna. And the only sustaining counterpart that ever vitalize the ecstatic love dalliance of this Adi Purusha, Sri Govinda. If we can remember those few, these are all from chapter 4. I just pick and choose. You can pick as you like. I mean, there is big chapter. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained the glory of Radharani. That's why those songs are so beautiful. যদি গৌরাঙ্গ না হইতো তবে কি হইতো কেমনে দরিতাম দে. Some of the associate of Lord Chaitanya cry if Lord Chaitanya did not come. Are Baba, what is the big deal about Lord Chaitanya? There are so many incarnations. Why you are saying like this? Radhar Mahima Premarasa Sima Jagate Janato Ke. The highest happiness, love that Radharani has would not be known to this world if Lord Chaitanya did not come. It is Lord Chaitanya alone deserves that credit. He wants this world to see and relish that love. This is powerful. Why Vasudev Ghosh, Govinda Ghosh, three Ghosh brothers sing so many songs of Lord Chaitanya. They cry. But if you look at the peak, high peak of that Lord Chaitanya's is the revelation of Radharani's devotion to Krishna. It's so beautiful. So beautiful. We should focus on that. Now, of course, I'm going to give you little discussion on this because we are in this world with this idea of individuality. Is Radha Krishna not individual? They are also one. Well, I found very interestingly, some of the concept that some people has are not exactly aligned with our Acharya's opinion. For an example, there is a one sampradaya, they think Radharani is the supreme personification. They don't need any other. Okay, let us discuss first what is our conception. Our, in a sense, Gauriya, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's followers, Srila Prabhupada's idea. When you look at those verses, as I mentioned, Adilila, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adilila, chapter 4, text 29, text 81, text 82. You can look at those. Beautiful. Concept of God. Concept of God is talked about in different theistic part of the world. But that conception is usually quite vague. Dear devotees, I'm not asking you to attack any other religion, don't. But I was sitting in the airport while I was flying to Austin few years back before COVID. I was going to do a 3 days seminar on Radhashtami. I was sitting next to the minister of Methodist Church in Gainesville. And so we had a talk, and he said, so why are you going to Austin? I said, I'm going to talk about the Queen of Heaven. Have you ever heard Queen of Heaven? He said, Queen of Heaven. No, I heard about King of Heaven. The God is considered King of Heaven. I said, yeah, but life will be boring for a king if there is no queen and there is no servant and there is no enjoyment. Just being a king of heaven will be little boring, no? And he's looking at me. He said, are you trying to tell me that I should be focusing on Queen of Heaven? I say, why not? In Christianity, you glorify the Father of Heaven, God of Heaven. Don't you think he should have a queen? No, it makes sense, Govind. It makes sense. I said, good. Then I had a nice talk. I told him about some of the quality of Radharani. So why I'm bringing that? Because the concept of God is not so clear in everywhere. We have the most precious jewels in our Siddhanta that the, it's so complete, so perfect. When you compare, I'm not saying you should compare or look down them. No, just pray for them. That it's very quite vague. You don't fall any attraction for any other religion once you are in a nicer way, I say, brainwashed with the philosophy of Gauriya. But I mean, not a brainwash is not a bad word. Like Prabhupada said, you clean your wrong misconception filled with Mahaprabhu's idea. Then you will appreciate. Because Gauriya Vaishnava, Ishkan, tradition give full-fledged about God, his speciality, his associate. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, you will see those names. Nama, Rupa, Guna, Leela, Parikar, Vaishishta. Repeats again. Many chapter has this. When we know this incomplete, what God does, then our acharyas, they define God as one absolute, which is constituted with divinity of masculine and feminine together. Like a Bhakta Ben is initiated. Bhakta Ben's mother told him, why you want to give up our religion and going to the Hare Krishnas, and they don't have a female god. They only have a male god. And I remember when he asked me that, I was like meditating. Like, what? We don't worship male or female. How to understand? Then I found actually Prabhupada talks about it, our Acharya talks about it. And not only talks about it, they give a very clear idea. So, revelation of God is understood by ISKCON, Prabhupada, and our present gurus and Gauriyas as inclusive. Not just one masculine, but masculine and feminine together as one absolute. The verse goes like this. Radha Krishna Eche Sada Eki Sarup Lilara Shashadite Dhare Dui Rup. Masculine and feminine together as one absolute. Other Vaishnava tradition, it is also there, like Ramanuja Sampradaya. And I had a long talk with one of the guru of Ramanujacharya. I mentioned that before. He's a good friend. And he said, well, we cannot think like this. I said, some of you think Lakshmi Devi is Jivatattva. And some of your group thinks Lakshmi Devi is Antaranga Shakti. He said, Pran Govinda, main thing is they are independent and dependent. I said, okay, you're going around it. But why can't you go straight forward and look at in that? In Gauriya tradition, we don't have such confusion. In our tradition, one absolute truth, I'm repeating that, has dual manifestation. And I can show you 3 verses from chapter 4, Adi Leela. Radha Krishna Vaicha Sadaya Ki Swarup. So to understand that God has a consort who is also God, this is difficult. This is difficult in the Western conception, even in monotheistic philosophy. That, I don't know if you ever faced or thought like this. I mean, okay, you believe in God and God has an elder brother and he has a girlfriend. Why does he need the elder brother and girlfriend? If you think like this way, Western view, you may get confusion. But answer is given. Why Balaram is there? Prabhupada answered this in America to the Western disciple because of their inquisitiveness. Can Krishna create something so heavy that he cannot lift up? Prabhupada said, yes. You cannot challenge Krishna. He will do anything and everything. There is no such thing called whether or not. No, he can. Okay, Prabhupada, then he built something so heavy that he won't be lifted up. Prabhupada said, no. He will explain himself as Balaram. He said, you lift it up. Lifting up, but another form. You cannot, in other words, you cannot limit Krishna. It's so nice. Understand that God has consort, who is also God. Yes, I agree. It is difficult for non-Gauriya, non-Ishkan devotee. But we understand. We accept many gods. The polytheistic idea is in Hinduism. But do we accept many gods? Yes, we do. Where they accept many gods, why one? But then question rises about Supreme. So Supreme has to be one and it builds others. To understand only one God, but it is not monotheistic idea, dear Prabhus and mothers. Only one God, Krishna, Ekala Ishwar Krishna. That is true. We have to say polymorphic monotheism. Means one absolute God who also has a counterpart, Radharani, and that one absolute God has an unlimited form. Advaitam Achyuta Anadi Anantarupam. One God, we did not say many God. Advaitam means not two. Dvaita means dual. Not dual, one. Advaita. Krishna is one. Advaitam Achyuta and is infallible. Never do mistake. Anadi, since beginning. Anantarupam. Oh, one has an unlimited form. Yes. So it is not just one God, it is a divine couple. Polymorphic monotheism is one absolute that has a dual part. Polymorphic bimonotheism. Those two manifest many forms. Vedic explanation of God is very profound and often includes other ideas with a pure explanation. If you dig other religion, in all religion, the activity of God may be mentioned, but as for the conception of pastimes, Radha Krishna Leela, they are rarely ever explained or revealed. Even with this Christian minister, I was asking, if I want to meditate on God's activity 24 hours a day, do you have any literature beside Bible? I read Bible, I didn't see. He said, no, not exactly. I said, we do have. 24 hours a day, we can meditate every minute, every second, what Krishna is doing, what Radharani is doing in Golok Vrindavan. It's so beautiful. So to describe the pastimes, we have to understand 3 subject matter. One is in pastimes, Radha Krishna's pastime. I'm just giving some foundation, not so much of pastime because, there are unlimited pastime really. Beautiful. But at least some foundation where we can build next few days, we can meditate on it. In pastimes, the absolute controller does not act as a controller. Remember this. rather as an actor. And he acts as another member of the, it's called Lokik in Sanskrit, it's called Lokik Sat Bandhubat. Lokik Sat Bandhubat. Who is Krishna in Vrindavan? He's another member of the family. He's not God. He's not prominent. But in everybody's heart, 24 hours a day, he is in front of them. They cannot forget him for a moment even. But who is he? He's not a big hero. He just invaded as a member of the family, live without. That's why that word, Lokik Sat Bandhu Bat. Like for an example, on Krishna's birthday, Krishna, Nanda Maharaj is sitting, Krishna is giving some charity. He's a baby boy. Nanda Maharaj is saying, okay, here you give this gold coin to this Brahmana, giving. And some are giving. Now some other are also asking for some food or grain from Krishna's hand. And sometimes Krishna does not really, well, I cannot say that, but that's how it appears that Krishna is not prepared to give everybody everything they want because they don't have a bag or a pot or a box or something to carry. So Radharani, she's a little girl. She comes. I think you should have some other people lined up to help them with the bag and carrier things. Like your father, just imagine a little girl Radharani is saying that a Brahmana wants some more wealth. So Nanda Baba is so happy. He's giving a big gold mountain of gold coins. But how they're going to carry the gold coin? So she's whispering to Krishna's ear, tell your dad to give a bullock cart to carry the gold coin to their house. So even Krishna is very merciful, but without Radharani's help, not as merciful. It's a beautiful combination there too, even as a little child. So that's one concept. One concept is that Krishna in Vrindavan, he acts as an actor. Every lila that's going on, we should always remember who planned this lila. Nobody else but Krishna. He is the script writer. Chaitanya Charan Prabhu, many devotees also analyze this logic, very interesting logic. Because if you look at those verses, 10 canto, 29 chapter, first verse, Ras Leela. Whenever somebody talks about Ras Leela, non-devotee, you tell them to first understand this. Bhagavan Opita Ratri, Bhagavan. It did not say Krishna did the Ras Leela. Bhagavan Opita Ratri, Sarata Utfulla Mallika, Vikshamrantum Manasa Chakre, Jogo Maya Samasrita. This verse is beautiful. Krishna declared everybody to take shelter of his lotus feet. Yes. But he also takes shelter. Where he says this verse, you look at it, Bhagavatam 10.29.1. It says that he took shelter of Jogomaya. Bhagavan. Why? Because he's very compassionate. He wants to accommodate all the souls, also come and participate and drown or swim in the ocean of nectar. The mood is intensification for affection. It's so beautiful. So Krishna is supreme. By his supreme will, his awareness of supremacy has to be concealed. So he tells Jogomaya, again, Adilila chapter 4.29-30, you can look at it. Because sometimes, if we don't understand from that angle, it will be difficult sometimes. Why Radharani is crying and crying and crying? And you may think like, Just like one Mataji told me many years back, I used to do study group in Alachua, maybe 18 years back or 15 years back. She said, I don't have any really like a imagination to serve the gopis because it's like they are always suffering. And it affected me also because that's how she felt. Was mystically, we continued the study. And after 6 years, she said, I love the gopis. I said, oh, you all of a sudden change. He said, they have the highest relishment. So, dear devotees, please write it down. Union is never completely nourished without separation. Radharani loves to cry for Krishna. Does Krishna really enjoy that? Yes. But of course, Krishna feels little lacking. That's why he has a tremendous desire. Well, sorry, I did not translate properly. Not little, million times. There's a beautiful verse, he says, Vishaye jatiya sukh amar asad, ama hoite koti gun ashrayer allad, ashraye jatiya sukh paite mandhai, jatne ashadite nari ki kori upai. This is also chapter 4, where Krishna is lamenting that, hey, we have equal investment. Radharani has a 50%, I have a 50% in the business called Rasha relation. I'm just making it as a metaphor. After a little time, Krishna sees that Radharani is driving a Lamborghini and Krishna is still riding a bike. What to talk about a car? So then Krishna is thinking, how can she is having million times happiness more than me? I give you a practical example. This is Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur gives. That what caused Krishna to come as a Mahaprabhu? Many reasons. One of the reason is, like for an example, Radha Krishna are sitting in a swing in Madhuban, beautiful atmosphere. And you know the song that we sang beginning of this class? I don't know how many of you, I did mention before, how many of you thought about that this is composed by Rupa Goswami. Srila Prabhupada sing this. He sang twice, recorded. Prabhupada was singing this. But that song says that Rupa Goswami Pad, who is Rupa Goswami Pad? He is a Rupa Manjari, very intimate associate of Radharani. Why is he praying to the Santa Bhakta, four Kumaras? He is in Madhur Ras, not only Madhur Ras. Madhur Ras also has a 4 division and then 1 division has a 3 subcategory. Kunja, Nikunja, Nibriti Kunja. Nibriti Kunja, nobody can enter. Okay, Kunja, everybody can enter with Radha Krishna, other gopis. Nikunja, only a group. Radharani's group. Lolita Vishaka voluntarily choose to join in Radharani's camp. Now, when we hear this pastime, don't bring your Siddhanta with it. You will forget the relishment. Because if you think, well, Radharani is the Lolita, Radharani is the Vishaka. Yes, in Tattvagata, correct. But when you think of Leela, they have their also own individuality. Please remember this. Like Krishna Balaram are one. It is Krishna who became Balaram. That is correct. But in Durjodhan Subhadra's Leela, we don't see that. Balaram is ready to kill Arjuna and Krishna is laughing. You know, when somebody is angry to kill someone and other person very dear are laughing, then Balaram said, you are laughing. Our sister being kidnapped by Arjuna. He said, I'm laughing that who is taking who? You said Arjuna kidnapped? But the chariot, look at the chariot. Then Balaram looked at, Subhadra is riding the chariot and Arjuna is fighting with her. So who is taking who? Then Balaram confused. Said, you know something more than I do. It's true. Now, if Arjuna is kidnapping Subhadra, why Subhadra is riding the chariot? Why Subhadra is taking? That means Subhadra wanted Arjuna. So Balaram asked, you didn't tell me. You know something more. You say, I'm just going by the flow. She loves Arjuna. So she's taking Arjuna. Now it looks like Arjuna kidnapped her, but actually she wanted him to be kidnapped. And if you kill her, your sister will be widow for the rest of your life. You decide what you want. So is Krishna is the Balaram or Balaram is Krishna? No, you cannot think like this. Tattvagata is correct. They are same. But in Lilagata, to relish, you have to think Balaram is Balaram. He has his personality. He allows Krishna to have a challenge, and Krishna's upper hand of relishment is given by Balaram. So Balaram has a particular role. It's a wonderful role. Who can challenge Krishna? Nobody, only Balaram. And Krishna get the opportunity to reconcile and negotiate. Krishna enjoys this, and Balaram gives him. So Balaram has his personality. Similarly, Lalita, Bisaka, they are Radharani in one sense, in Tattvagata, but Lilagata, they have their own personality. Like Lalita Devi will come to Krishna in front of Radharani. You do not treat her nicely. You don't know how to respect a prestigious young girl. You just like a little coward boy, never got cultured. Why you treat her like this? She's not going to come close to you anymore. She really chastised Krishna. That's why it's called Lalit Pragalbha Bhav. And this took place in a beautiful pastimes where Lalita, Vishaka, Tungavidya, Indulekha, Chitra, Champaklata, Sudevi, Rangadevi, these are the 8 Sakhis, where they submitted to be under Radharani's guidance. They do not want separate group. Like Chandaboli has a separate group, Bhadra has separate group, Shemala has a separate group. So there are many groups, thousands and thousands of Juteshwari groups, means heroine, Naika. And under them, they have millions of Manjaris, and they have a spy called Duti. Angels, they fly in Vrindavan. Like we have a CIA, KGB in the material world, or in spiritual world also. You can be a spy, and you immediately relate. You fly from one tree to another tree and telling, I saw Krishna going there. Oh no, how to track it? Report to Rupa Manjari, and they have a whole network like a KGB, CIA fighting. But it's not fighting because there is only one enjoyer, Krishna. It's not a two. In the material world, there is two, America and Russia, so there is a fight. But in spiritual world, Krishna is the only enjoyer. Even though there is a big fight between the Naikas, but it is for the same person. So it is all relished. It's wonderful. Who doesn't want to be in that episode? I mean, you will be forever thrilled, happy, you never want to get out. That's why Vrindavan or Golok Vrindavan is so beautiful. So that's the first point. Second point is, the question comes, is he fully aware of everything? If Krishna is fully aware of everything or not fully aware of everything? This conception of omniscience from the point of tattva or consideration of his absolute position, you follow? However, as far as transcendental mellow of love, rasa, or relishing the transcendental mellow of emotion, Krishna Leela can be understood as a kind of transcendental play. If you look at Adi Leela chapter 4, 4.29, Krishna is ordering Jogomaya, let me forget who I am. Because if omniscience is there, he will not be able to relish as a hero. So Jogomaya covers him. That doesn't mean his omniscience is gone. It is there. It's just not on the top in front of him. Otherwise, it will be very difficult. We have to see from that angle. So Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, 7:27, that I know past, present, future. But in Vrindavan Lila, this covering potency is the role of Jogomaya. Jogomaya has a two form in Vrindavan. One is Brindadevi, one is Purnamashi. And today is also another Jogomaya's appearance day. It's Advaita Acharya's wife, Mother Sita Thakur, actually her appearance day also. But that's in Goro Lila. Now, I'm giving you an example on that. News came that tomorrow all the girls that betrothed, I don't know if you all are familiar with that word, in Vedic culture, the girl before they turn to 5 or 6, or they come to 5 or 6, they would be given as a potential, or you can say future wife of another boy. The girl would not go there and live there until she grown up, but in her mind she already has a husband. Vedic culture was psychologically, they are so good, so there was never corruption or no exploration on this field. It was very systematic. So all the Gopi girls in Brahma Vimohan Lila were betrothed. I'm sure some of you will catch this, that during Brahma Vimohan Lila, what happened? Who are the coward boys in Vrindavan? You think for a moment. So what happened? The news came that tomorrow all the girls that were betrothed will go to live with the in-laws first time. When Krishna heard this news, now I'm giving you 3 points. First point, I said it is Krishna who write the script. So whatever the news is, who wrote it? You think for a moment. So the news came. Now Krishna got so sad. Is it really sad? No. It is a transcendental thirst to be with Radharani. The news came that all the betrothed girl will go and meet their future husband, or they will live with the in-laws. So Krishna, acting like he didn't hear the news. And those days they didn't have a tax or television or anything. So in Vrindavan, in Golok Vrindavan till today, they have a chomani. Chomani means a corner of a 4-lane. There's millions, and every has a amplifier, and somebody gets up there with a drum and they make the announcement, and all the people around, they know. They have millions of this kind of chomani, and that's how the news spread. Very systematic. So when Krishna heard it, he didn't know how to do. So Shubal comes, said, did you hear that news? And Krishna, of course, he's affected, but he says, I don't have a time right now. I have to take care of this before we go for cow pasturing. Actually, is not. He just doesn't know how to express his supreme absolute truth, but he does not know how to express. So he ran to the forest, and he comes to a corner of like a split road. In Vaishnav Tosani explains this. Then he cries out, what is wrong with me? Just imagine God is asking that question to himself. So what's wrong with me? Amongst all the gentlemen in the whole creation, my father Nanda Baba is #1 gentleman. Among all the chaste lady in the whole creation, nobody is equal to Mother Joshoda. And I am their only child. Look at me, how horrible I am. I am in love with a married lady, Abhimannu's wife. I cannot tell the world, and but I cannot live without her. Oh God, why you made me like this? And he cries, and he cries, and he cries, and he cries. What happened to me? But I don't want to live without her. Krishna cries. Today in our temple, Alacho temple, we are reading, Srila Prabhupada was explaining this song that we were singing. Said, Krishna loves Radharani so much that he found his happiness only coming through her. She is making him completely happy. The whole world is happy by coming in contact with Krishna. But Krishna is happy when he is with Radharani. Prabhupada explained like this. Without Radharani, Krishna is not happy. So even in separation feeling, like I mentioned that he was crying and crying and crying. He is also scared that no other boys to see or nobody should see. So who is the forest? These are also all his devotees. But he thinks just like an ordinary human being. In the jungle, you can go and cry, nobody will hear. But Krishna did the same thing. And he does this every day. In a hide and seek, first time meeting Radharani and Krishna in a private, first time meeting in this day of Brahmaji. Of course, it is eternal in one sense, but at the same time, we have to see every day of Brahmaji how it is. So Brahmaji, in a hiding, they have a hide and seek game. Then Krishna was looking from far. That's the girl. I'm in love. They're playing hide and seek. I wonder where she hides. So in her absence, unnoticeably, Krishna was hiding there in that cave. And sure enough, in the game, when they say, okay, everybody close their eye, 1, 2, 3. Now you open and go and hide quickly, and then I'll say to the others, then they will find and or search and find you. So Radharani also hid in the same cave Krishna was waiting. He wanted to see her face to face. Now what happened? When you hide in a cave, just like a mundane world, but it is not mundane. So for a few moments, it was dark. She didn't know if there is anybody else in the cave because she's hiding in that cave for a long, long time, every day in a play. After some time, she noticed somebody else in the cave. And Krishna's eye like open like this. Seeing Radharani's beauty, Krishna fainted. Krishna is the most beautiful, Asamurdha. But Radharani is how beautiful that Krishna fainted by seeing. Now Radharani is scared. Now what I do? How do I revive him? I don't know. And she does not know. Now outside, Lolita Shoki is saying, come on, everybody come out. Everybody came out except her. What happened to her? Everybody came out and they lost the game, but she didn't even come out. Where did she hide? Then Lolita Shokis told everybody, you all go on the other side of the Jamuna. I'll bring her. I know where she is. So there was the whole episode started. Radharani comes. There is a famous song our Acharya sing. Shoy ke basunaila shemana কানের ভিতরে দিয়া মারমে পশিল গো আকুল করিল মোর প্রাণ সই কে বা শুনাইলা সে মনা. Beautiful song. Mahaprabhu released that song of Chandidas, Vidyapati every day in Gambhira. That Radharani is puzzled. Lalita Shoki said, what happened? Tell me. He said, Radharani is saying, I saw a boy today. I'm so captivated. I forgot everything about everything and everything. I want to be with him. But then, while I was coming by back to the house, in-laws' house, I heard a flute. I was so captivated. I feel like to run after that flute player. I didn't know what to do. I'm married lady. But my mind, my heart is like stolen by the flute. But then that boy I saw in the cave, I don't want to forget. Oh God, I'm so puzzled. I want to be with one person, not three. Now I heard the name, somebody singing his name. Oh, I'm so devastated. And Radharani cries and cries and cries. Then Lolita Shaki Devi is caring, nurturing. Radhe is the same boy, Nanda Maharaj's son, whose name is captivating you, is the same boy who is playing the flute, is the same boy you saw in the cave. No, impossible, really? Why did he faint when he looked at me? So this episode is very intriguing. It's very intriguing. Now you have to think always like this, that how beautiful that every day they have a new pastime. Never repeat the same pastime. How many pastime? Unlimited. Where can we read it? It's not readable for you. Whatever our Acharya gave, that's something applicable we can digest. I like the way Prabhupada says that even Brajavashi, like Nanda Maharaj, Ma Yashoda, Brahmanas, elder gopis, they don't know Radha Krishna every night they have a dance, Ras Leela. They don't know. How do we know? Because Shukdev Goswami mentioned. Just being in Brajodham doesn't mean you know everything. They don't know that they're meeting every day. Through the window, Krishna goes every day night. And 3:36, he returned back. This Gopal Guru Goswami, who was with Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his disciple Dhanachandra Goswami, writes this very details in Radha Krishna Smaran Paddhati. I heard Bhanu Maharaj also translating those. Very beautiful. That how wonderful. So I'll end with this one episode. I'm sorry, I didn't even talk about how to observe. Okay, I'll give you a short synopsis. But it's very sweet. Just a small little pastime I have to mention because it's like coming, Krishna is like pounding on my heart like that. Must tell. Every day, Jogomaya, because Krishna wanted, it is Krishna who wanted Jogomaya to cover him. That he doesn't know who he's God, or he is the one who wrote what he wants to experience. Now, what he doesn't know, what will be the result of experience? That is new for him. But what he wished, that he wrote. Jogomaya is a director. You don't see Jogomaya in the play. Just like in a movie or a drama play, you don't see the director. Director is behind the curtain. Hey, you go, you roll, like that. So Jogomaya is behind the whole thing in Vrindavan. Purnamasi Jogomaya. Very powerful. Do not ever underestimate. Kangsha tried. Kangsha tried one time. He thought hidingly, I'm going to go to Vrindavan and kill Krishna and come back. I'm tired of sending all my men and get killed. But he doesn't know Vrindavan runs by Jogomaya. Sometimes I also ask my Vrindavan, hey, I'm not here to see. Jogomaya will allow, otherwise forget it. I'll be like bringing America mentality in Vrindavan Dham. So Kangsha crossed the river. One old lady came. Where are you going? Where I'm going? Do you know who I am? This old lady, she said, I know who you are. You are Kangsha. Oh, you know me. You know, I'm the most powerful. Don't talk. Either obey me or go back. How dare you talk to me like this? I'm the king, Kangsha. Look, Either you obey me or you cannot put one more step. Oh, yeah, I have power too. No more talk. I turn you a little girl. Kongsho was shocked. The powerful Kongsho saw himself a little girl. He got so scared. Oh my God, who is this lady? Really has a power making me Kongsho the most powerful hero at that time into a little girl. He said, one more talk, I'll turn into something else. Do as I say if you want to enter. Okay, what do you want me to do? Collect all the cow dung in Vrindavan. Kongsho had a mystic power. I hope you all know. Kongsho was the most powerful man. One fist. Even astronaut, the rocket cannot go over 200 miles straight because gravitation lost. Kongsho's one fist punch Kubalaya Pido 800 miles out of another. Such a power he has. Kongsho was one of the most powerful men ever existed. Was not easy. He was in Lila. So Kongsho collected with his mystic power all the cow dung. He said, next job, before the cow pass the stool, before it drop on the ground, you have to collect all. He went for a little while. He said, it's too much. I can't do it. Then go back. Otherwise, I'll turn into a little creature that you will never see yourself. He was so scared that Kongsho left. So just imagine, Vrindavan runs by Jogamaya. She may not show like a big, powerful. She's just an elderly lady, Purnamashi. She runs it. It's a very mystical. Looks like an ordinary, but it's not ordinary. It's inconceivable. So Jogamaya creates this episode every day. Krishna went for a cow pasturing. As he was going by, this is something we can meditate while we are chanting or like this. How everyday episode took place. Many beautiful pastime given by Sanatan Goswami Pad, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur Pad. Krishna saw beautiful flower garden and so many beautiful flowers. And all those girls are there. Now, you can say, didn't Krishna meet Radharani yesterday? Yes, but Jogamaya covers that. It's a new pastime. Krishna thinks, who is this girl? Amongst all these, met her. So in Vedic culture, there is a very highly restricted, you don't just talk to somebody. So he goes there. He's making sound with his throat, like we have a choking something. Its origin in Krishna. Excuse me, you all should know who I am. I'm a son of Nanda Maharaj. I'm the prince, the owner of this flower garden. I don't think any one of you took permission to pluck the flower from my garden without permission. Is actually criminal mentality. I could really make trouble, put you all in a trouble. But I am a nice, liberal, kind man. I will not do that. So Radharani is looking from little far. He said, who is this? Nanda Maharaj's son. So she comes forward. Excuse me, what did you say? You are son of Nanda Maharaj? Oh, I see. You are the same person who killed a lady when you were 6 days old? You are the same boy who stole the clothes of the gopis? And she gave a whole list of criminal activities. So are you showing like you are a great generous? And Krishna got so embarrassed, because he killed Putana when he was when he was 6.5 days old, and she mentioned the list. Somehow the Radharani remember all the list which day. Now every day Prabhupada says before lunch kill 2 demons. Just imagine how many millions of demons Krishna kills every day. Just before the lunch, 2 demons. Just like the Prabhupada writes. So then she gave a whole bunch of lists, and then he says, well, you should not say like that. I can literally arrest you all, but I felt kind towards you all, and I will not arrest. He just wants to talk to Radharani. He wants Radharani to talk back. That's all. It's a highest happiness. Highest happiness is not union like physical body. It's an emotion exchange. So then Radharani came forward. You are bragging so much. Did you ever plant any flower? Did you ever sow a seed on the ground? Did you ever water a garden, a flower plant? Did you ever took the weeds out? She gave a whole list how the farmer grows the flower plant. Did you ever do any of this? Did your father do it? And you claim this is your garden? I don't think it is a rightful ownership claim. I know who did this garden. It's Brinda Devi. She's here. She can claim. Then Krishna goes to Brinda Devi. I am a son of Nanda Maharaj. And Brinda Devi is laughing, laughing, laughing because she is in the middle now. Who's going to? And they have this dialogue. It's so beautiful. You can chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And hear this dialogue. It's beautiful bhajan. Beautiful serving the Radha Krishnas. Okay, I'm sorry. I will just cut off here. How do we feel? How do we observe Radhashtami? I took a bow. I told somebody I'll mention some. In a short, because of the time, there is a beautiful verse in Padma Puran 7 and 8. If you have Padma Puran in the Veda base, I don't know if you have a new Veda base. New Veda base has actually. I was surprised. Padma Puran, somebody translated. So there is a verse 7 and 8. It says, Ekadasya Sahasrena Jamphalam Labate Nara Radha Janmastami Punnam Tasmat Sata Gunadhikam. Prabhus and mothers, before I translate, I'm going to tell you, I'm not telling you what to do, what not to do. I'm just telling you what it says in Padma Puran. This I got it from Jayapataka Swami when he came to Alachua. He gave a class. He didn't quote the verse, but I searched it. I found that verse. He says he went to see Srila Prabhupada in Vrindavan, and where Srila Prabhupada was conversing with Sachinandan, not Sachinandan Maharaj, Jai Sachinandan, and he says, I don't think you are qualified enough yet with Sanskrit to translate Sat Sandarbha. Why not you translate the other Puranas like Agni Puran, Padma Puran? Because we observe those festivals and those details given in those Purana. So Jayapataka Maharaj says, I was paying obeisances and I was listening. Prabhupada wants us to understand Padma Puran and Agni Puran like this because these were the festivals that we observe are given details. So he said when he came back to Mayapur, he was looking for and he found, and he, of course, he learned Bengali and Sanskrit a little bit, and then he's trying to understand this. So it says, now I'm going to translate that verse in my way of understanding. Ekadashyam sahasrena jam phalam labhate naraha. Radha Janmastami clearly says Radha Janmastami punyam tasmat sata gunadikam. Whatever result one can attain by fasting on 1,000 Ekadashis, 100 times greater result can be attained by fasting on Radhashtami and Janmastami. This is from Brahmakhanda of Padma Puran 7.8. Brahmakhanda of Padma Puran 7.8. You can look at it. It's beautiful. Now, dear Prabhus and Mother, to make it clear from my side, I did not say don't follow Ekadashi. You may misinterpret your whatever trickery way of. No, I did not say. Even though, yes, it says Thousand Ekadashi is not, if you, I mean, thousand Ekadashi is a lot of Ekadashi. Just fasting till noon, it's equal or more than thousand Ekadashi. That doesn't mean I did not say don't follow Ekadashi. Follow Ekadashi, please. It will please Prabhupada and yourself purify it. It is important. But Radhashtami should be celebrated in that angle. It's so powerful. In the Parani, Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Brindavaneshwari Brishabhanu Sute Devi. Why Mother Kirtida's name is not there? Isn't she the daughter of Kirtida? Why only Maharaj Brishabhanu's name is there? I'm sure you heard this or you thought about it. Because he's the one who found Radharani on the lotus, uh, middle of the lotus flower. So bright effulgence that Brishabhanu Maharaj came to take bath in Jamuna. And he was like shocked. At that time, he was meditating us to have a daughter, but did not have. So then found this beautiful girl, then immediately picked her up and went back to home. This is in Jabat, not Barshana, Jabat. And then offered to his wife. And he says, we found the most beautiful girl. Now, there are many other pastimes. Prabhupada also mentioned about plowing the field. Do not think like, oh, Prabhupada forgot. It was a Sita Devi. No, Sita Devi's father was plowing the field, Janak Maharaj, and with this tip of the, what do you call, plower instrument that hit a box, and then Sita Devi was found. Yes, Radharani also found like this. May not be in this day of Brahmaji, but Prabhupada, sometimes Prabhupada say, like Barahadev, red color. Another lecture he said, Barahadev, blue color. Another Sheta Baraha, white. Now, is Prabhupada like throwing any the color? No, no, no. These all are correct. Barahadev did come in fourth Manu. He came in a red. Originally came in a white. That is all correct. What Prabhupada says is all correct. You just have to align with it. So one day, every day of Brahmaji, Sita Radharani appears with Krishna, followed by Krishna. So then each episode that mentioned by Prabhupada and the scriptures and Padma Purana, these are all correct. It's not a conflicting. It's just understanding. How do you celebrate Radhashtami? Hari Bhakti Bilaj gives 276 verses. Hare Krishna. Do you know 276 verses? How to celebrate? But I'll give you very synopsis. I'm not going to give you an elaborate. So, Gauriya Vaishnav worship Radha Govinda Jugala, not separately. Jugala. Because I mentioned to you, Radha Ashtami, Janma Ashtami. Why Ashtami? Because Ete Changsakara Apungsha Krishna, when he says Swayam Bhagavan, it is 16. If you go by the figure, 16 days from the dark moon to full moon. Moon is never dark, moon is never crescent, no, moon is never half or quarter, never. Moon is always full. The perceiver see the moon from their location, half, crescent, dark. Everybody understand me? So moon is always full. Moon is never half or crescent or any of these. So similarly, when we say supreme absolute truth is 16, from dark to full. Ashtami means 8. This way 8 is Janmashtami, this way 8 is Radhashtami. This together, Radha Krishna is complete. That's why Mahaprabhu appeared on full moon, because he is Radha Krishna together. This is the shortest version, very simple way to understand. Now, on Radhashtami day, this is what I found. I'm just giving you a summary of Hari Bhakti Vilas. When you get up from the bed, night before you go to the bed, you make a plan how you're going to observe this. Take advantage of this Radhashtami. Prabhu's and mother, this is my request. Make this Radhashtami your best Radhashtami forever. Take a vow like this. Hari Bhakti Vilas didn't say that. I'm just saying it because we don't have any guarantee when we leave this world. Why not make this Radhashtami your best Radhashtami forever? So you write down what are the things you want to do tomorrow to glorify Radha and Krishna. Do not just glorify Radharani. Radharani is happy when you say Krishna, and Krishna is happy when you say Radharani. So don't just say Radhe Radhe or Krishna Krishna. Say Hare Krishna. It's perfect. Attract each other. And that's very complete. And I have a whole series of verses to back up this Prabhudananda Saraswati. For an example, Jatha Jatha Gaura Padara Binde Binde Bhakti Krita Punna Rashi Tatha Tatha Sarapati Ridhi Akashmat Radha Padhambujo Sudamba Rashi. Dear, serve your Guru, whatever your Guru said, according to this verse. After serving, while you're serving Guru, you're worshipping Mahaprabhu by chanting as a servant, no other relationship, servant. When this service attitude to Mahaprabhu matures, then Mahaprabhu will manifest himself as a Radha Krishna and take you to Vrindavan and reveal your eternal relationship. You don't need to. I give you 3 verses right here. কোন ভাগ্যে কোন জীবের শ্রদ্ধা যদি হবে হয় তবে সেই জীব দাস্যরসে গৌরাঙ্গ ভজায় দাস্য পরিপক্ষে যবে জীবের হৃদয়ে শ্রী মধুর রস উদে মূর্তিমান হয়ে সেই সময়ে ভজনীয় তত্ত্ব গৌর হরি রাধা কৃষ্ণ রূপে হয় ব্রজে অবতরী. All these verses are given Chaitanya Charitamrita, Prabodhananda Saraswati Thakur, Sanatan Goswami Pad, Rupa Goswami Pad, series of verses. If you love verses, I love verses because without reference I don't like to accept. This just I'm being little ignorant, so I'm just cautious. I will not get any pastime unless where it's from, because there is a floating pastime. You know, floating pastime. He said Krishna was with Chandrabali walking on Govardhan, and Krishna was so concerned. Oh my God, what will happen when Radharani sees it? Oh, what to do? Indra, come on, make a little episode. So a big rain cloud came. Okay, that's a nice story that Chandabali's footprint is washed off Govardhan. Is there any reference? I asked this. Then Brajabashi says, well, it's being floating here, there. I said, but I can't accept. The 6 Goswamis were in Vrindavan. If they did not accept, how can I accept? I'm just a fallen soul. Please help me. He said, I don't know. I just tell this story. I said, why you repeat something you don't know where it's come from? Just because it's floating. But it's convincing. Looks like Radharani will not be happy seeing Krishna and Chandabali's footprint next to each other in Govardhan. So, okay, Indra made a big thunder. Why you say like this? Bhagavatam does not say anything like that. Commentary of the 10th canto 24, chapter 25 of Govardhan Lila, no commentator said like this. But it is floating. Many pastime are floating. I don't like those pastime unless I know. I'm not saying they are right or wrong. Unless they are referred by some acharya, I just cannot accept. That's just me. So night before you plan, and then when you wake up from the bed, take a bow again. Take a bow before a deity or in front of Radha Krishna or in front of Prabhupada's picture or whoever in your bedroom. Take a bow. O Srimati Radharani, O Karunamayi Radha, On this most beautiful, auspicious day of your divine appearance, I will try my best to follow my Guru's instruction, who is actually your assistant, to serve you, glorify you, which will please Krishna, and you will be happy. O Vrindavaneshwari, please be merciful. Bless this poor, unworthy servant, myself, Pran Govinda Das, or you can add your name at that time. I want to be your eternal servant of the servant. Please allow me to become a maid servant of the servant. Now somebody says, is that all can be Manjari? Dear devotees, yes. I give you a reference. Did Prabhupada ever talked about it? Yes and no. If you type in Vedabase, letter to Hansaduta, I'm just giving you very clear. January 16th, 1969, Srila Prabhupada writes, regarding your question about my Guru Maharaj, I never told anyone that he was one of the 8 Shakis. I do not know how you got this news. According to Vaishnava principle, nobody should think or imagine somebody as Krishna or Radharani or their associate. Now that's very clear. Then Prabhupada writes, everyone should aspire to follow the footprints of such associates. If somebody thinks that somebody is Radha and Krishna, that is not sanctioned by Vaishnava philosophy. So far I know, to answer your question, yes, my Guru Maharaj's position is assistant as a Manjari of Srimati Radharani. Prabhupada did mention it very clear. And he said, we follow that Manjari. Now, Prabhupada did not talk in a public or in the Western lecture because it will be immature. But did Prabhupada say that? Yes, in that letter, he clearly said this, that we are following in that. And I found Jiva Goswami Pad says, yes, conditioned soul has a privilege because of Mahaprabhu to aspire to become a Manjari, means servant of the servant of Radharani. Did Prabhupada say this, that we can be servant of the servant? Oh yes, boldly Prabhupada says. If you go on a Veda base, and I can give you some reference. I made a little note here with my little paper that Prabhupada did quote some of the very important factor. He said in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Antalila 1.24. And I'm going to read you what I wrote here. Prabhupada writes, we will become maid servant of Radharani, just like this. Desire should be to take birth under the care of Vaishnava. Fortunately, we had the opportunity to be born of a Vaishnava father. He's talking about, I'm sure you all noticed, you know, Prabhupada is so wonderful. He never say about himself. He said, we. He always say we. It's like we all together in ISKCON, like everybody is included. So he writes, you can look at that purport. He writes, our only desire should be to take birth under care of such Vaishnava. Fortunately, we had the opportunity to be born of a Vaishnava father. I mean, he's talking about himself, I'm assuming, because not everybody's father is Vaishnava or born. So he said, we took care of, who took care of us very nicely. He prayed to Srimati Radharani that in the future, we would become a servant of eternal consort of Sri Krishna. Thus, we are endeavoring in that. So beautiful, personal. Another, the Jaladutta Diary, 1965. What did Prabhupada write? Krishna tava punnaha bevai, এ পুণ্য করিবে যাবে, রাধা রানী খুশি হবে, সুখী হবে, ধ্রুবতী বলি তুমাতায়। Giriraj Swami gave a class and he mentioned that. It's interesting. Prabhupada actually, apparently is like a bribing to Krishna. My dear Lord Krishna, you brought me here, me, engage me to serve you. Radharani will be happy with you. It's a very esoteric, I would say. Now, another place, Madhya Chaitanya Charitamrita 13.150. These are many years I collected in all this here, there, because I had an interest to find out. Srila Prabhupada writes, Srimati Radharani is the center of all Vrindavan activities. In Vrindavan, Krishna is the instrument of Srimati Radharani. Therefore, all the inhabitants of Vrindavan still chant Jai Radhe. From Krishna's own statement given herein, it appears that Radharani is the queen of Vrindavan, that Krishna is simply her. That's a very heavy word. Who is Krishna? The Supreme Bhagavan. Prabhupada writes, simply Radharani's decoration. Krishna is known as Madan Mohan, the enchanter of Cupid, but Srimati Radharani is the enchanter of Krishna. Consequently, Srimati Radharani is called Madan Mohan Mohini, enchanter of Cupid. Many articles. Another one he wrote in Radhashtami lecture, August 29, 1971 in London. Two lectures are very famous Prabhupada gave on Radhashtami. You can read that. I won't go because of the time. It's beautiful about Radharani. Now I'll read this letter because I do quote this sometime. Srila Prabhupada write to Jayananda. This is 17 August, Montreal, 1968. My dear Jayananda, regarding Murali Manohar Murti, I understand that petals are ready to present silver Murti. But we cannot worship Murali Manohar alone without being accompanied by his most favorite consort Radharani. You know, Joyananda Prabhu just joined not even 1 year. He's telling him, you know that we worship Radha's Krishna, not Radha Krishna, Radha's Krishna. We should always understand that Krishna is sold to the loving service of Radha. It's unbelievable. Prabhupada wrote this. Therefore, Krishna cannot be alone. And Gauriya Vaishnava, they want to see Krishna as Radha's property. Prabhupada writes, who is Krishna? Radha's property. Unbelievable. Prabhupada's inner feeling burst out sometime. And there's a beautiful lecture also. I made a little note why Mahaprabhu came and Prabhupada glorified Radharani. There's also in Bhagavatam 2.3.23. Prabhupada writes the conclusion of the purport. The conclusion is therefore that one should be more serious about seeking the mercy of Srimati Radharani, the devotee of the Lord, not Lord directly. Beautiful. So we should take shelter. You know, in Vrindavan, August 2, 1974, Srila Prabhupada asked the devotee a question. Now you are in Krishna consciousness, studying, of course, so many books. Have you found anyone who is greater than Krishna or equal to Krishna? And all the devotees are quiet. Then he answered his own question. No, we can find one person greater than Krishna. Radharani is greater than Krishna. Then he laughed and laughed and laughed. Yes, this is out of love. I like the way he put the philosophy. He said, actually, Radharani is also lesser than Krishna. She is servant, maid servant. She always thinking how she shall be perfect dasi. Dasi means maid servant. She is not thinking, oh, Krishna sometimes makes me Radharani greater than him. That doesn't mean Radharani thinks like that. Radharani always think, now I shall be perfect maid servant of Krishna. That is real position. Everyone In Chaitanya Charitamrita, you will find how everyone is thinking the servant of the servant of the servant. Beautiful. Srila Prabhupada ki, Radharani ki, Krishna Chandra Bhagavan ki jai. I'm sorry I did not mention any pastimes, but I just don't know when to stop. I was going to tell a pastime, but I'm sorry. Next time.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for the wonderful class. You really help us to immerse in the nectar of Radha Krishna Bhakti, and prepare ourselves for the Radhashtami for September 11th. So I know we are over time, but still, if any devotees have any question, if they want to ask Prabhuji.
Can I ask also reflection? If anybody can tell me one word, one sentence, what do you take away from today's discussion?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mother Anuradha.
My humble obeisances, Hare Krishna, dear devotees. I think the main point that I would like to take with me is make it the best Radhashtami ever.
Yeah.
So I'm going to plan it and see what can I do, something more auspicious, more really paying attention, to Radharani, Radha and Krishna.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Any other? Oh, Purushottam Prasad Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Significant servant. Prabhu, as usual, you gave us one more gem today, that we worship Radharani's Krishna. That is the core essence of our philosophy. We worship Radharani's Krishna. That should be our mode. And Radharani herself considered as the most insignificant servant to Krishna. And that way they complement each other. So who is greater? They keep on saying Radharani is saying Krishna is greater, Krishna is saying Radharani is greater. So this sweet pastimes eternally going on. So both of them are greater for us through Mahaprabhu. So you once again touched that sweetness, Prabhu. Thank you so much.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Mike. Nice to see you.
And you never separate them.
Thank you. Never
Hare
separate
Krishna.
them. They're always eternally together. Yes. That's Prabhupada's mood. You can see where he's coming from. It's wonderful.
Thank you, dear devotees. Let's give our gratitude to Prabhuji by chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra 3 times for this wonderful class. You can unmute yourself.
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Rama,
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 Hare Rama,
Krishna,
Govinda
Krishna,
Prabhu ki.
Hare
Krishna,
Hi.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare
Hare
Srila
Krishna.
Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Gaur Pramanande Hari Hari
Hari Hari
Bol. Shri
Bol.
Radhe.
Sham.
Sham.
Thank you, dear devotees. We will see you in the next class on Saturday on Srila Jiva Goswami Glories. So thank you very much. And I will post the
Thank you.
recording soon in our group. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mahat Vidyalaya.
Hare Krishna.
This was wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.